Yes! Today, look! We're gonna be rating my top 5 favorite female warriors, or females, or just girls. Now, before we start this top 5 favorite units, I just want to say, girls, seriously, Lejans, seriously, I don't be terrified by no girls. I get terrified by strong, buff, female warriors. So, honestly, I don't like the change. But that's just a gripe that I have. I was originally going to make an entire video complaining about it, but I felt it wasn't important. But I kind of wanted to let you guys know what my favorite top 5 units were and why that was the reason for the favoritism towards the unit. Now, this list is not based around power, so if you guys are like, but your top 1 isn't that powerful, or alternatively, that unit sees no play. This ain't about that. This is about which one do I simp for more, okay? But not in terms of character, in terms of what they do and stuff like that. So like their abilities, not really, oh, it's 18, therefore must love her. Although, disclaimer, she is on the list. Anyways, with that being said, let's get to it, and I'll see you in my top 5 rating. And at number 5, we've got Blue Bulma. Now, listen, when she first came out, she wasn't even the one that I wanted the most, although I did want all 3. And so, you know, she's hitting number 5 because of her abilities and because of how amazing she is as just a unit. Even to this day, even though she's not a meta-relevant unit, you can still splash her into a team to have them do more damage. As long as you are focusing more on, like, buffing 1 or 2 units, and then just having them, like, lead the way. Now, that's not the most consistent way to do it, but you know it's the way that's the way I like it sometimes, you know? So let me show you exactly why I like her. With the first ability being her main ability. I really like the ability to heal my team, and to also just, you know, do lots of damage, because, listen, this is beautiful. I like this. I like negating things off of my opponent, okay? It feels good. And then the other reason why I like her is this. The assist, it was supposed to be for male warriors, but now it's assist girls. Inflicted damage up. Plus 50%. Plus 50% to tag girls for 10 timer counts. You know what we're going to do? We're going to call these whims. Because that's what I've always been calling them. Whims. Call them women. They're not girls, they're women. They're OP, okay? Anyways, so yeah, that would be my number 5. And at number 4, we have the lovely Cacunza. Now listen, this unit is extremely underrated. Honestly, I sometimes find myself using her on the occasion over 21. Even in like a PvP match. And she reminds me, she makes me feel that reminiscence of that Super Saiyajin Blue Goku. The point being, what I love about her is really that main ability again. Like, listen, if your main ability is anything that gives you Vanish Gauge 100% back, you're Gucci. You're amazing. It's amazing. So let me just show you. So it's very simple. She gets a Strike Guards card. That's OP. She gets her Vanish Gauge back to 100%. That's OP. And she also changes her Blast Arts cards to Strike Guards cards. That's OP. I love it. Everything about her is just amazing. Now listen, is she the best unit in the game? No. Is she the best girl unit in the game or whim? No. But is she underrated severely and actually could hold her own? Absolutely. This whim is just amazing. Okay? There's nothing more to say. On top of that, she gives some bleed, and that's potentially awesome, but it's not very... It's a nice added icing on the cake. But really, the reason why I like her so much is really just that main ability. It's really good. She's such a hyper-offensive unit, and that just makes her OP. Alright, let's move on to number 3. And at number 3, we got Chichi. Now listen, some people don't like Chichi. Some people love Chichi. But basically, what you need to know about Chichi is that she's the strongest whim in the game. Lore-wise. Not actually the strongest whim. She's not even close to the strongest whim in the game. She's pretty bad now. Like, I honestly, even with all the buffs you could potentially give her, she's still a wet noodle and will take tons of damage. But when she first came out, holy, that whim was OP. OP, I tell you, okay? Listen, there's a couple of reasons why I like her. Listen, every single person from here on out has multiple reasons why I like that unit. It's not down to like one thing. It's now like minimum like 3. So get ready for that. Extra bonus content. Alright, so let's go into her and see. Wait, pause. Let's go into her details and see what makes her so likable. Alright, so when we go to the details, let's first cover off the main ability, because that's like the most obvious thing that you probably noticed with me. When you give me an awesome main ability, I say, Okay, so let's take a look. I'll take you on. So you draw an ultimate card, Whirlwind Impact. But that wasn't really why I liked this unit. What I really loved about this unit was nullifying own unfavorable element factors for 15 timer counts. Did you know how good it felt to just be smacking around them annoying purple units for 15 timer counts and potentially KOing them? It felt good. So good. And that's literally why I like this main ability, just that nullification. Another reason why I like this unit is the green card. Now, a lot of people don't know really how to use the green card, and it shows, because they'll use it on, like, the unit that they want to keep in, and I'm just like, why are you doing that? The green card is legitimately only used for units that you don't want in the fight. So let's go over it. 15% extra to strike damage for 20 timer counts upon usage, and then inflicts force switching on hit. And if the enemy is tagged Sun Family, you inflict downgrades to the substitution count. Listen, you want to use this on the Gohan. You tell the Gohan to cut it out, get your father in here. And that's the point of this unit. This is how she's supposed to be played. And I would notice when people were using her, they would use it on Goku. And I'd be like, no, keep that Goku in. And we're going to go to the next skill, which is why I love her so much. But you keep the Goku in to beat him up because the wife is OP and much stronger than the Goku. Okay, and that moves on to the final part of this. Universe's strongest wife. 80+% damage to tag Sun Family cannot be cancelled. Now, this means that you're also going to be doing 80% extra damage to Gohan. But sometimes you don't want that Gohan in here. You want that blue Goku. You just want to smack around Goku Blue. Or a blue Goku of any sort, Nameku. Smack him around. What do you mean, Bakayaro? More like, Bakaya. Because he gets smacked around real silly by Chichi. Alright? And that's why I like Chichi. That's why I like this unit. She's an amazing unit. Even though she's severely power crept and not very good at this current time. And who knows for how long. And at number 2, we got Blue 18. Now, I can imagine some of y'all are like, what? And hear me out. Listen, when she first came out, I immediately went on in on her banner. Even though that banner wasn't even that good. There's a couple of reasons why I like her. Minimum 3 reasons. So let's get started. Let me show you why I like her so much. And the first reason why I like her so much is simply assault strike costs down. Listen, there weren't many units at the time of on her release where you could have minus stat down or card cost down to your strike cards or any cards in general. And so her bringing in minus 10 to her own strike cards for 30 timer counts allowed you to do many combos, many damage, and to really bring on the hurt while still having plenty of ki to actually beat your opponent up real good. And the second reason why I really love her, and actually probably my most favorite reason to this day, although at the time wasn't my most biggest reason as for why I loved her, was the anti-hybrid Saiyan. Strike attack up. So you get 40% extra damage to the hybrids. And then plus 30 to strike damage against hybrids if you got Krillin in your team. And I'm gonna tell you, at the time upon her release, I paired Krillin and her up all the time. And it felt good. I loved it. Now, of course, was that the most meta-defining team? No. Was it a very good team? Arguably not. However, it was tons of fun because I was very salty and I still am towards hybrid Saiyans to this day. And I don't like hybrids and I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how much you like hybrids. I don't like them. They put a bad taste in my mouth, and they remind me of days where I really didn't like the game of Legends. Barring LF Gohan, because he brought me into PvP, and I will never hate that boy. Okay, we're getting sidetracked. Basically, Hybrid Saiyans, blah. So this unit, yes. Alright, and then the final 2 reasons as to why I like this unit. Let's go to the one that I like less out of the 2, and I'll show you the one that really makes me go, Alright, so we got this beautiful Infinity Bullet, which gave you the ability to do more damage with your strikes, but on top of that, a almost 50% chance to inflict paralysis, aka pseudo-annoyance and grievance of Hercule. Except Hercule guarantees it for a couple of switch-ins, and she doesn't guarantee. However, when you did hit the paralysis, it was OP. It was OP for both you and the opponent because you didn't know what was going to happen. And you weren't sure when to hit. But at least, y'all could take a breather. So I liked it. Sometimes it would mess up the opponent so bad that it might as well have been a feint. Sometimes it basically never procced, to which you're like, what's the point of it being there if it never works? And then the final reason why I really like her is the unlocked key form of speed. Not only is she gaining tons of ki, but she also increases her vanish gauge by 40%. Listen, that's OP. Sure, it has the downside of increasing the special arts cost per 5 every single time. But look at it this way. You get to dodge a lot more efficiently, and I'm not sure if she was the first of her kind to do this, or was there someone before her, but basically, all you really need to know is that she was, if not the first, one of the first to do this with a green card. To do this with any sort of thing. So to see her in a meta where there wasn't much dodging, I know that there was your speed ups in Vanish Gauge, but there was never a card that just instantaneously gave you a lot of Vanish Gauge. So it all depends on that. Really, that's really what I'm focusing on. Again, she might not be the first, but if she was, good job 18, you innovative. If not, good job girl, you picked a good skill. So that's the sort of thing. And let's move on to my number 1. And at number 1, we got another 18. Now listen, I know what you might be saying, but why 2 18s at the top? You're simping so hard. And honestly, normally if I were to actually make a proper list, this entire list would just be 18s. All 5 18s. For if I was simping. If this was for just pure simping. No, the reason why that blue 18 and this yellow 18 are hitting the number 1 and 2 spots are because these units are what brought me to really play some PvP. Okay? Listen, every unit I announced made me want to play PvP a little bit more. And for a game that is focused on PvP, that's what matters, right? On top of that, I really do like their aesthetics, I like their skill design, and I like a lot of things about them. Now, this 18 is not on the list because she has a Zenkai. The Zenkai is nice, but I will not be covering really that as to why I like her. In fact, a lot of the reasons why I liked her was because, well, at the time she was 18, but especially because of her ultimate. So let's actually get into it so you can see what exactly I liked about her. So when we're showing the details, I'm not really going to go fully in to like all their abilities and what they do because they've been updated ever since she got the Zenkai, right? And so I just want you guys to be aware of that. So just keep that in mind, okay? So the first one is simply the Deadly Dance. Now, I'm not going to read everything because she did not seal the attack, the arts cards, the strike arts cards when for 7 timer counts upon her release. That does that now. No, I just liked it for the animation. The animation for this card is amazing. Breaking everybody's arms is just OP, okay? I don't even care. You don't even know how many games I have finished off with this ult. And I would just consistently do it because it felt so good. And I loved it. And I just couldn't get enough of it. So that's why Deadly Dance is on this list. Now, another one is I just like the ability to increase my damage. That was pretty much all she really did. She might have also decreased the card arts cost. I don't remember. All I do remember is that she increased her damage. I think it was 15% strike damage. And that was it. But I loved it because at the time, it gave you so much extra damage. Even though she holds 2 blast cards, and that was kind of annoying. But either way, point being, when you got to use a strike arts card, it felt good. And then you got your no problem at all, which allowed you to draw in Ultimate Arts Card Deadly Dance. And I believe that was it. And if there was anything else, I don't really remember. Because honestly, it's hard to remember since now she's Zenkai'd and I hadn't used her in a long time before that Zenkai. Which, felt bad. But these are reasons why I liked her. This is why I pulled on her so hard upon her release when she wasn't even really as good as 17. So, it shows how far I will go to simp for this 18. And then we got, or maybe you'll die. And see, I liked this about her because with this ability, she would literally get damage, extra damage, and it just felt really, really good. And then the final reason why I like her, I think, which is very important, is just the aesthetic. Like the way they put her position, her perfection, her boot, that sort of thing. Basically, it's just everything about her. Although originally, her original illustration was this, but it still looked fantastic. I still loved it. You had 18 still in the same position, but you had her with her android buddies, all put in a position that they didn't necessarily want to be in, but they're there for the ride now. And so I just really like that about this unit, right? And so that's just the sort of thing. So regardless of illustration, I really liked this 18. She's just perfection. She's in her original attire, which I love. And you can tell the wind is blowing. And she's looking at you and just calling you a fool. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to tickle the like button and to have yourselves a salty day and to click that bell for more notifications and to never miss another video. And I will see you in the next video. Mana mana, bum dum bum, bum dum bum, blam blam, Saitama!